Here's another one of those building no-nos, and that would be having tile, concrete, cement, thinset, or a cement-based adhesive sticking to wood, especially in a moist climate. So this isn't good. Now what they went ahead and did was installed a piece of metal. This would have been a piece of L metal. Now the idea is great, and again, this is where we run into a lot of great ideas that create problems for us in the future, and that would be the fact of using some metal like this to protect the tile. Now something like this wouldn't have been as bad if the metal went below the tile. The problem is going to, for a situation like this, is going to be where the tile, which is below the metal, is touching the wood. It will just be like a sponge, especially if they used an elastomeric paint to paint the wood. Now what about moisture? If we look at the metal handrail, we can see where it's already starting to rust. And it's not the fact that it's starting to rust. Someone just repainted the other portion where the wood is, and they didn't paint the handrail. So when we're looking for clues, we need to look everywhere, including areas that haven't been painted. Now what do we do when we run into an area that has been painted but is already starting to show signs of moisture? You know, this is going to be even a bigger red flag, because like I said, if an area hasn't been painted and you can see some damage, then you could expect maybe a few years of accumulation to create the damage. But if it's something that has recently been painted and you're already starting to see signs of damage, then that is even a bigger red flag that you could have a problem. Now, am I going to say that something like this is a big deal, moisture at the bottom of the beam? No, you're just going to need to make sure that you maintain it and keep it painted, because if the moisture is there on a regular basis, you're going to have more problems. So again, this is a realistic situation kind of a thing. Of course, I don't want to get carried away here and say this is an emergency, we got to tear the building down. That's not what I'm trying to say. Moisture can get into small cracks. I've seen it before. So you're going to need to use a little caution, and keep these areas cleaned, painted, and maintained. Any little cracks, and you could have dry rot and run into other problems with the building. So that's what you're trying to prevent. Last but not least, this arrow is pointing to what looks like is mold. It could be dirt, but it could be mold. You would have to inspect a little closer to see for yourself, and I will try to zoom in with a picture, give you a better idea, but it looks like mold to me. And even if it isn't, if it is dirt, it's not just blowing there. There's a good chance that the dirt is actually rolling off of the deck. And again, that's another sign of moisture. So again, putting tile, something like this, over metal and touching the wood like it's doing is not a good thing. And again, we all get these fantastic ideas. Hey, I'm going to do this and do that, but the reality usually is going to become evident in the future, and the building owner is the one who's going to suffer the consequences. So again, that's why I'm making the videos. Hope you guys watch them, and I hope they help, and I'd love to hear some comments. If they are helping you guys, leave some comments and share some of your experiences with other people who are watching the videos.